Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live, and I'm your host, Ashley Live. Thank you for joining me. Tonight we have a really awesome guest for you. His name is Denny Love, and he's a singer-songwriter, and his cover of Dynamite was released October 6th on YouTube. Denny is in the room, so we're going to invite him in.
Hi.
Hello.
Yay.
So I usually start off the show with a song lyric, but you were in the room exactly at 8 o'clock. So I wanted to share my song lyric with you as well, because I think you would really appreciate it.
Yeah, do it.
The song lyric that I'm going to share with everyone tonight was based off of Denny, because Denny is a huge Janet Jackson fan, just like myself. And so the song lyric that I'm going to share with you is from the 1989 album Rhythm Nation, from Rhythm Nation. So I'm going to share this song lyric with you all. People of the world today, are we looking for a better way of life? Sing. We are a part of the Rhythm Nation. People of the world unite, strength in numbers, we can get it right one time. And I felt like this song specifically just spoke to me, because as a society, we're in such a crazy place, right?
Yes.
And I just feel like with everything going on, the election, the Black Lives Matter, like everything that's going on, how divided as a nation that we are, like this song just hit me in a different way.
Yes, that specifically, like that song, it was a very weird time when the album came out as well. It was like a tough time in the late 80s. There's a lot going on. So that's what inspired Janet, I think, with that album.
Right.
Is to kind of like have a message and not just have it be, just regular like run-of-the-mill R&B music. But yes, it's very poignant for today, in my opinion. Yeah, I love that song. That album changed my life in a lot of ways.
Definitely. I completely agree with that. So I guess, welcome, Denny, because
Hi.
Usually I do the song lyric before the artist comes in, because sometimes there's like a lag of time, but you were right there and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to bring Denny in, because he would totally appreciate the song lyric and this art.
It's like the best song. It's such an important time for that song too. Like just the messaging and just everybody needs to wake up.
Wake up!
Time to give a damn. Let's work together.
Yes. So we're going to do things a little differently tonight, just because Denny's really creative and he wants to share a lot of creativity and music with you. So Denny, take it away. Let's do it.
All right. We're going to just, by the way, everyone, this is Elliot Klein. He is a wonderful LA-based musician as well, guitar player, legendary in my book. And he's here to lend support to these tune babies. So we're just going to jump right in. I tried to show you, but I can't even look you in the eye. Touch my shoulder, feels familiar every single time. You don't know what I've been through. Let's just enjoy the view. I'll give you a motivational lead. Yeah. Suddenly, I can't be alone. Your company gets me in the zone. My subtlety, you seem to understand. I didn't know you could set me free. Yeah, I wanna do it again, 'cause I'm a little bit bashful. Get me back in the saddle. I just wanna play it natural now. Do it again, 'cause I don't wanna be bashful. Maybe we can just dabble for just a little while longer. 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 thought about this tender moment on 100 different days. Only my emotions seem to get in the way. You let go when I say no, and let my tears overflow. The way you make me feel is not make-believe. Oh. Suddenly, you see me alone. Your company gets me in the zone. My subtlety, you seem to understand. Didn't know you could set me free, set me free, set me free. Yeah, wanna do it again, but I'm a little bit bashful. Get me back in the saddle. I just wanna play it natural now. Now, do it again. I don't wanna be bashful. Maybe we can just dabble for just a little while longer, a little while longer, a little while longer. Oh, little while longer, baby. Yeah. Little while longer. Oh, a little while longer. Oh, break it down for a minute. Yeah. Little while longer. 'Cause I'm just a little bit bashful. Oh. I wanna do it again. I'm a little bit bashful. Get me back in the saddle. I just wanna play it natural now. Now, do it again. 'Cause I don't wanna be bashful. Maybe we can just dabble for just a little while longer, little while longer, baby. Oh. A little while longer. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. 'Cause I'm a little bit bashful. Oh. Yay.
Oh, thank you so much. That was awesome. Someone actually said great shirt. So can you come in front of the camera just a little bit more? Wolf,
Come into the camera a little.
yeah, come up and show us what's going on right there.
So these are all my jewels. This is actually made by the host of tonight's show, my good friend Hana Kitai, who has a jewelry line. That's this, and her jewelry is Hana LA Handmade. So make sure you follow that on Insta. This is also a t-shirt for my duo group called Wolf and Love, with my good friend Danny Wolf. He and I, this is from our single Jump, which is on Spotify. We're actually going to do a Wolf and Love song at the end of the set, so stick around. And yeah, so I just wanted to represent and wear my Wolf and Love tee today.
I love that. So where can people get that shirt?
From us. We can DM me at Denny Love Music, or DM at Wolf and Love YOU, Wolf and Love You, and that's Wolf and DLOVEYOU, and follow us too, because we have a lot of new stuff coming, which we'll talk about. That last song is called Bashful, and that's one of my solo songs. I've been playing it for a while. I haven't released it yet because there's been a journey with it, and a journey within myself.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that and giving an exclusive on this show. We truly appreciate that.
Thank you. Pleasure.
So let's get right into it. Born and raised in Utica, New York. So for people that don't know Utica, it's upstate New York. Then you were in New York City, and then the past couple of years you've been in LA. So who inspired you to get into music, and how old were you?
Oh, wow. My mom is a singer. She sang. She's not like a professional singer, but she sang a lot when I was a kid, and she has a wonderful voice, and she really inspired me in the beginning. And, you know, I just kind of had a knack for things like in the very beginning of my life.
Mm-hmm.
We all took piano lessons, all four of us
Mm-hmm.
kids. There's four, I'm one of four, big
Cool.
Italian family. And I started when I was 3 in piano, which
Wow.
is early. So I kind of was like in it. And then my mom sang all the time. She would always talk about how like she wanted to be a singer kind of, and how, she didn't get a lot of encouragement from her family. It's just a different time. My
Mm-hmm.
parents are baby boomers, to give you some clarity on that. But once I was like exhibiting like performer behavior,
Mm-hmm.
they were just like, okay, well, what can we do without, within the realm of Utica, New York,
Yeah.
So I did a lot of little things. And in kindergarten, I sang this Shirley Temple song, On the Good Ship Lollipop.
Yes.
And it was like my first big solo.
Oh
And
my.
everybody was just like, wow. Like they were super, who is this like cute little homosexual
Oh,
singing for all of us?
that's adorable though. Is that video anywhere that we can see it?
It's somewhere. It's
No.
somewhere. I mean, it's somewhere. My parents have lived in the same house since the 70s.
Right.
And that's where I grew up. And my mom still lives there. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's somewhere in that house.
Wonderful. That's so cool. And so your mom was a big part of you getting into music.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and also like I listened to a lot of music. I don't know. I have older. My sister is 5 years older than me, and she played a lot of music. She had Thriller and all the best records, and you know, I would dance. I just was like a ham. I would dance and I would sing, and everybody would watch me, and I would just be this like lunatic. So yeah, so that had a lot to do with it too. So we had a lot of music in our house, and it was fun. I liked performing. That's what I liked to do.
You were just drawn to it at an early age.
I was drawn to performing, and I was drawn to like putting on a show for everybody. Like my aunt, my dad's older sister, at her house, she was like this kind of like fancy lady, and she had all kinds of fancy clothes, and her apartment had like antique, really cool bohemian furniture, my Aunt Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And she had this drawer of fabulous costume jewelry, and my sister and I would take it and just like literally like bathe ourselves in it. And we would go down and perform at family parties. Like we would always perform. It was my favorite song, The Neutron Dance by the Pointer Sisters.
Oh,
Favorite song as a child, and we would always perform that for everyone, and I would just be like in these jewels.
Oh my, that sounds awesome. I would do that right now. I need to find some jewels though. So you're heavily inspired by Prince and Janet Jackson.
Yes.
Two best to ever do it. What about Janet and Prince inspired you so much?
I love Janet particularly because she like conveyed a really sense of attitude. She had an attitude and strength, and she didn't give up, and she was very like, just her attitude. All the songs that she sang when I was first really exposed to her was Control,
Mm-hmm.
the album Control, and that was all about kind of like, kind of shifting away from being a Jackson.
Yeah.
And so a lot of her songs on that album were all about her being like independent.
Yeah.
And I loved that. It wasn't about my family or anything. I just wanted to be sassy and like tough, and like,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of take a lot of her. I learned a lot about performing from Janet because her attitude and her like, I'm gonna stomp all over the stage and put you're all submitting to me right now. Like, and I take a little bit of that like energy with me. Like, I'm gonna like own this like audience, and and just her attitude. And I also like wanted that in my life too. I take that into my personality as well.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be like, tough and independent, have a kind of a sense of an attitude. It's also like a lot of gay men, I'm gay, and a lot of gay men are very, have that kind of sense because it's like a shield for us and how we survive. It's a survival, actually. Right. That's why we're so like sassy or whatever, whatever you want to call some of us. We're not all like that, but some of us, we have a shield of you know, attitude that kind of has helped me personally. That's how I've survived
Mm-hmm.
as a gay person in society, and also like on stage. And then Prince had such, you know, no rules,
Right.
and I love that.
Yeah.
And also just like a multi-dimensional musician and just like super talented and a prodigy, you know. And again, with his presence as well, his stage presence is just like, you are all in this with me. We're
Mm-hmm.
all gonna do this. We're gonna enjoy all this together. It's a party. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everyone get up on stage and dance with me. That's something Prince always did at a lot of his shows.
Right.
And I love that. I live for that. And he was just, to me, the quintessential performer, and like knew how to convey his songs to
Yeah.
the audience to get them to like understand and like really get where they're coming from. And that was something that I really studied as a performer to, and as a writer, to
Mm-hmm.
just really try to universally connect with people, and
Yeah.
not just have it be about like my experience. It's about my experience, but also how can I convey this to like a universal audience so that everybody can like feel like they're not alone in whatever they're dealing with, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or their beliefs.
Yeah. So it's like you take these two performers that are iconic, legendary, and they both have similar stage presence, but they're also very different.
Yeah,
Because,
very much.
yeah, because Janet's doing all this choreography, and Prince is just owning the stage and just oozes sex appeal and power. But there's also those similarities between them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of that combined really, I feel like, is the essence of who I am
Right.
as a person and as a performer and a songwriter. You know, I like to dance. I like to, you know, showcase all that. And you know, and as a writer too, I want to, like I said, I want to reach people, and I want a lot of people to vibe with my music as much as possible.
Yeah.
So if
Amazing.
that answers your question.
You also did a phenomenal cover of Escapade. So for people that don't know Escapade, that's from Janet's Rhythm Nation. And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know that song. Like, it's not like a popular Janet song, but for those of us who love and appreciate Janet, we know that song. And not a lot of people have covered
Yeah. I want to throw credit to my my co-writer in Wolf and Love, Danny Wolf.
it.
Because we covered, Wolf and Love covered that song,
Right.
technically, and it was his idea, honestly.
Yeah.
He was like, let's do a Janet Jackson song. How about Escapade? And I was like, okay. And then he played it. He played his like produced version of a track, and then, I mean, I was blown away. I was like, we're doing key changes? Yes, key changes. Yes, yes, yes. And Danny just like, the thing that I love about working with Danny is that he really just lets me be myself, and he really knows how to play into what's going to get me excited to perform and like bring it. He just knows how to get it out of me at this point. So that's why I think we work so well together. But yeah, that song is so fun. And I mean, I would cover any Janet Jackson song if I could, you know, but Escapade just, it's such a fun vibe.
It's definitely.
You know, and I think we all really, I mean, shit, we all need to feel like we're gonna maybe go on an escapade someday. Hope.
I've tried to
There's
be
hope.
for the past 9 months. So
Yeah.
So which Janet album is your favorite?
This is really tough.
I know, right?
Rhythm Nation was instrumental in like one of my favorite songs of all time is Miss You Much. That's from Rhythm Nation. And that song, I just think, is such a quintessential, like, unique pop R&B song. Like, Janet, Whitney really pioneered, and Michael Jackson, of course, really pioneered pop R&B, you know, for us. But Janet really gave us, like, again, like I said, so much attitude. And I just love that. And her like, it's like a feminist attitude, actually, in a lot of it. But I really love the Velvet Rope.
Yeah.
I don't know if my best friend from back home, Suzanne, is watching, but her and I are both really big Janet fans. She lives in Utica now, actually. And she and I love the Velvet Rope. Like, again, the risk taking of Janet kind of embracing the gay community in a lot of those songs was very, made a big impact on my life, because she really kind of explored her sexuality a little bit and her fluidity. And she also sang about domestic violence, and like there's a lot of really strong messages on that record, and losing people, loss,
Yeah.
and grief. And she really, really like honed in on so many of those themes. Like, oh, hi, Susu.
She's in here.
Rope burn. Oh, rope burn. So good.
Oh my God. That album, yes.
Right? So that album like really like was just, I love albums like that. And I love music like that where you can jump into different, and Prince was the same way. Like he jumped, he sang about sex, he sang about world issues, he sang about drugs, war, whatever. You know, like a lot of that. And the Velvet Rope was, that was her opus. I mean, she really did an amazing job, and she was really going through a lot, and I respect a lot of what she was going through. She was very depressed when she wrote and recorded the Velvet Rope. So it really is telling for like how much we as writers, singers, songwriters, and what we go through. And if we channel it, you know, and if we really get it out and put it somewhere, it can really, you know, help a lot of people.
Yeah, because some of the best songs have been written when those artists are going through those trying times.
Yeah.
And sometimes they talk about it and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But the music speaks for itself.
100%.
How would you describe the music that you create?
I mean, when people ask me like, what kind of music do you sing, or what kind of music do you write? I always say like pop, R&B, soul, you know, to label it like for like a quick. But really it's like, I love the elements of pop because I love songs to be catchy. I love to write earworms, things that really just like are in your ear all the time.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to learn my songs quick and be able to, you know, get them in their head. And I want there to be like a message, like whether it's about relationships or something. And I want it to be from a genuine place. I want to be as genuine as possible. But I also want to be entertaining. So all those elements fall into the category of me as a singer-songwriter, even with my stuff, my solo stuff, and with my stuff that I write with Wolf and Love. Originally, the Wolf and Love stuff originally was kind of, I wasn't necessarily pulling from my own, like, you know, diary of thoughts. I have like the song Bashful, and another song we're going to do tonight is very much like from my diary, like straight up, like from like my real life. And I wasn't doing that in the beginning of Wolf and Love, but I've really like honed in on, and the thing with Wolf and Love is that music is like meant to be like more fun, a little more pop focused, a little more like fun, upbeat. Even our ballad that we have coming out in November 6th, is still kind of like, it's quick. It's like more of a mid-tempo ballad. It's not super slow. And so, and it's like, again, more entertaining. And that's kind of like what I could say. I like to have a lot of instruments if I can. I like it to be really melodic and great chords. But again, I want it to be catchy. And so I try to walk the line between being super soulful and unique, and, you know, as unique as possible, but also kind of following the things that I've been listening to my whole life that I feel shaped me as a musician.
Definitely. So it's obviously not like a one size answer. It's like, I'm drawing from this and lyrics and this and power, and you want it to be catchy as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And so like, that's why I always say like it's pop, R&B, soul.
Walk us through your creative process.
So, let me think of an example. So there are times when I will sit down at piano and mess around with chords, and that becomes the basis of a song.
And I'll do that in the studio as well with producers,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll come up with chord progression, and then we'll build off of that. And then I'll think of melodies, gibberish melodies. And then I just was talking about this with one of my good friends, who's also a songwriter, Tammy. She and I were talking about this yesterday about how we don't like to revise a lot of our initial ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I super follow that.
Yeah.
I don't like revisions. Whatever the hell came out in like the early parts of like my voice memos, which I do a lot on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
the early parts of me being in the studio, the stuff that's just like initially pouring out of me melodically is usually the stuff that is the final product.
Wow.
I don't like to go, oh, give me like I'll do like a couple more rounds. Like if like a producer will send a track to me,
Mm-hmm.
and they want like a top line, which is like a fancy word for the melody and the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
If they want a top line, I'll do a few rounds, but rarely do I do that. It's the initial thought. A good example is the song that we're also going to do later,
Mm-hmm.
with Wolf in Love. Danny played me a track that he'd already come up with for our song Silver Spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a hard time with it because it was like super melodic and super chordy,
Mm-hmm.
and like already kind of like very much like a developed piece of music. And I was like, this is going to be hard to do. I don't want to do this. This is going to be hard. I don't want to do it. It's already too built up.
Yeah.
And it was very like, it's also, when we sing the song, you'll get it. It's also very like fun, in your face. But I, like, the first thing that came out of my mouth was da 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 da, and that's it. And I was like, that's it. That's the melody. And that's currently the melody. That's the melody of the song. That's what we ended up with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, it can happen very soon for me. And again, it starts either on a piano, or sometimes it's like an idea I have in my brain, and I just hum it, or
Mm-hmm.
I beatbox it literally into my phone.
That's cool.
And then I turn that into either a chord progression, or I turn that into a song with a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's kind of like, that's the process. And then it can take 15 minutes. It can take 15 months.
Yeah. Just a crap.
Just really depends. Depends on your and it depends on your attachment to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like not sure about it, like another song that we're gonna do, Holy Water.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like kind of sitting on it for a long time, and I am fine with that. It's just it's on a journey, and it's process, and I'm not ready for the world necessarily to hear the final yet, mm-hmm. but I will be eventually.
Very soon.
So.
Awesome. What are a few of your favorite songs to sing?
Oh, wow. I love Stardust.
Mm-hmm.
To go back in time.
Yeah.
That's one of the songs I sang when I was a kid, when I was doing like early voice lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And I love singing, I don't know. I love singing Prince's Kiss. I sing that at like so many weddings. And there's this one song that I love that I sang in college when I was at Syracuse University, Go Orange. For my senior voice recital, I wanted all of the walks of life, even though it's a classical program at Syracuse. But I did a lot of jazz singing, and I did a lot of my own music. That's when I really started to write music. But one of the classical pieces that really stuck out for me was a song called The White Swan, which is by Ernest Charles. And it's based off of a poem. I can't think of the name of the poet, but the music is from the 20th century. And so it's got like more modern elements to it. It's a beautiful piece. I think it came out in the 40s or the 50s, but it's called The White Swan. And I sing it before all of my shows, because it's like really hard to sing.
Yeah.
And it's like very emotional, and it's like a roller coaster of emotions. It's everywhere. And so it's really great for me as a singer to sing a song like that, to see how my range is that day. So it helps. But it's also just like one of the most beautiful songs ever. It's called The White Swan. Google it.
The White Swan. So Colette says, I was at your senior recital. It was
Yes! Oh my God, Colette.
That's Colette. You've performed at a bunch of So Far shows all over LA, the Hotel Cafe, the Mint, the Sayers Club, New York City, Rockwood Music Hall, Mercury Lounge. What are some of your favorite venues to play at?
Well, I mean, Rockwood Stage 2 is so fun. I've had so many great memories performing there. The funny thing is that it took me years for them to let me play there.
Why?
You know how things go in the music business.
Oh, yeah.
Took years for them to give a shit about Denny Love, but once they did, we had a great relationship. We still do. I love performing there. I hope I get to perform there again sometime soon. But that's fun because it's like, it's not a huge space.
Yeah.
But it feels like, I don't know. It feels kind of like, it feels like MTV's Unplugged.
In a
sense. It's like intimate. It's like good. The drinks are good. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a vibe. That's one of the things I miss about New York is that stage. Loved performing there. And in LA, I liked performing I did like my show at the Peppermint Club. I mean, I enjoyed the vibe. But I also love the folks at Hotel Cafe as well. But yeah, some of my favorite performances though were in these random So Far Sounds spaces.
Yeah.
We performed in a backyard. We performed in a music studio, a recording studio once. And in LA, I've had a couple of shows in like downtown LA warehouses, and those were always really fun. The furniture store on La Brea, that was kind of interesting. Build your own couch. That was cool.
That's fun.
And I love performing in this yard, actually. This is also one of my favorite places.
I love the whole vibe and the whole like red bush thing that you have on going behind.
Is it beautiful?
Yeah.
Hannah, what's that called? Bougainvillea.
It's gorgeous.
Bougainvillea. I love it, right? And it's
yes,
like
just love it. How do you think this pandemic will change live music and the music industry?
Well, it's already changed a lot. I think the interesting thing is that I think that people in the music industry who have power might take a step back and, you know, explore more music, you know, on whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, whatever. Having that like a little bit more of a undivided attention is really a cool feature, I suppose, of everyone being home, right? You've got a lot more time. You've got time on your hands to really kind of look and see what people are doing and listen and really listen. And I hope that that's something that stays for, you know, for the duration, because a lot of us are out here trying to do things and we're trying to make music. And I mean, I've been doing this a very long time. You know, I'm not famous by any means. I mean, we're all just working really hard to try to make a living and try to make this our lives. We just want to make this our lives because, you know, it's our journey to do this. I didn't choose music, you know, music chose me. So I just did what I believe I was supposed to do. And then, yeah, and I think live music, it's hard. I miss being on a stage. I miss there being an audience. I really hope that people get innovative.
Yeah.
I hope people get innovative. I hope people like Hannah host more performances in their backyards and at their homes if they can. I hope more people I hope more people who aren't musicians make more money so that they can support us. And I hope everybody can keep their jobs, and I hope everybody survives.
Right.
So that we can all, support each other, like either with our art or with our money.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that it just forces, people to get innovative and creative with their ideas on how to do this, and not have live performances, but like find ways to have them
Mm-hmm.
safely.
Yeah. Whether it's in your backyard, whether it's at a park,
Yeah.
Just there's got to be ways to be creative about it. And I think
Yeah.
that there are some musicians that are really rocking it these past 9-10 months and really
Totally.
finding ways to just be creative and stay relevant, because
Yeah.
there's musicians that I've interviewed on this show, they really haven't done anything since March, so it's like, where'd they go? Like, I wish they could back, like,
Well, I'll to piggyback off of that comment. I've done as much as I could.
I know.
I've been creating.
Mm-hmm.
I've been making videos. I'm great. Like I said, I have to say it again. I'm grateful for Danny Wolf, because he's been really pushing me and pushing us to do things. And, I just finally booked a trip to New York in December to go home, obviously, to see my fam for Christmas, but also to try and finish some of these Denny Love songs that need to be finished,
Mm-hmm.
that I've just been waiting to do. And I had a lot of plans, but I also it's also been mentally hard for a lot of us, because some of us don't really know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really, even this experience, I'm like, I don't know. Okay, whatever. Yes.
Let's do
Yes. Sure. I'll do it.
it.
Because I'm so not versed in this. Like I said, like, it's hard. Like,
Yeah.
I graduated from college, and it was like, you go to college, you graduate from college, you start a band, start writing songs, move to New York, do shows, someone discovers you, you get a record deal, the end.
Right.
That was the way that I thought that this was all supposed to go. And everything is so different. Especially now.
Definitely now. I mean, everything that's happened in the past 9 months or so, you're just like, am I the only person in this sci-fi movie, or are we together?
It's very bizarre.
Yes, it's very strange, but
we're trying.
Definitely being creative. And you've been very creative during this quarantine. You've done a lot of collaborations. You're always posting on social media. And I know your fans really appreciate that, because they look to you and they say, oh my gosh, but like, I want to be like Denny. Like, I want to be powerful and funny and dance like Denny. So it's like, you really are giving hope to a lot of these people in this difficult time, because like we all have ups and downs. Like, it's just a constant battle that we're continuously facing.
Yeah. I hope I'm doing something.
About 2020, and what kind of genres of music you've been listening to? What artists have you really been like honing in during this?
I'll admit, I've been listening to a lot of old music.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to a lot more rock and roll, classic rock, and just because I keep, there's like I listen to a lot of Fleetwood Mac, because I just love drama. I love singing it. I love her, and I've been taking some ideas from them, and and I've also just been listening to. I'm trying to like get into like more newer, like a little bit more like of the new. I always try to do some research on what's brand new.
Yeah.
But yeah, like nothing crazy, like nothing super like. And I started listening to a lot of 90s dance music for a bit, because
like who?
Like Kathy Dennis and Black Box.
Oh, everybody.
Yeah, like a lot of that stuff. It's like been a lot more for research.
Right.
Like I started working on a song with Danny and my friend Devin Bing. He's also an amazing singer, songwriter, musician, producer. He's been very popular in the jazz community. And we've been working on a song that's inspired by that era of music, and so we've been doing a lot of research, it's been like a lot more of that. It hasn't been like, oh, I just like need to just like get in on this brand new, you know, Billie Eilish album. It's just that's so not where my head has been at lately. So I'm weird about listening to music. Honestly, I'm a weird listener.
You are? How's
I'm
that?
like all over the place. I'm all over the place. Sometimes there'll be one song and I'll listen to one song for like 6 months.
Wow.
Like I get like that. I'm like, this is my favorite song. I don't want to listen to any other song. Like when on the subway when I used to live in New York, I would literally listen to one song for my entire commute sometimes.
What?
Like I get hella obsessed with like one thing. I'm very weird. I'm super weird. I'm a weirdo like that.
You've been listening to like classic rock. What kind of rock music or what albums have you been listening to?
The Doobie Brothers.
Yes, the Doobie. I've seen
and
them
Steely Dan, like prog. Like I've been such a big prog dork. I'm listening to a lot of yacht rock because I've been going to the beach a lot because
yacht rock is
else to do.
Yacht rock playlist on Spotify is amazing. And you said the Doobie. You said Steely Dan. My mom is obsessed with Steely Dan and has every Steely Dan album that's been out there. So
I love it.
I'm with you on that. And yeah, I'd love to know what other people are listening to because maybe you say, oh, you know, the first AC/DC album, then I go back and
God.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
I just get really obsessed. I don't know. I'm so weird. I'm weird, Ash.
No, but it's okay though. I think it's really important for musicians to listen to other different types of music because there's creative things you can draw from that. Like, so, you know, Steely Dan is in a league of its own, right? Like there's no one that can even come close to Steely Dan, but there's so much jazz and groove and the lyrics are so deep and
the grooves, the lyrics, the harmonies, just like, and all the weird journeys that they go on chordally.
Right.
I love it.
Correct. Like you try to decipher the lyrics. I'm like, what? What did he say there?
Yeah. I take a lot from all kinds of music. I really do.
I love that. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
What would my therapist say? Is anger required? Like that is something my therapist has said to me numerous times because I'm very big on like justice. So I get very angry when like I feel like there's an injustice.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that plays a lot into my being a liberal. Because I don't like when people are marginalized, obviously, and I get very angry. But I also am very hard on myself. I make a lot of jokes about my car, which is a place where I scream a lot.
Oh, wow.
It's my scream machine.
Oh, jeez.
Because I will literally like do something and I'm like, oh my God, great. Like, thank you guys so much. Thank you. Bye. And then I'll get in my car and be like, why did you just say that? Like, and I get so mad at myself.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Is anger required is a very big piece of advice for me specifically. And also just like, don't overthink it. And, you know, like I said, as a writer, I don't like to do crazy revisions. And the realist art comes from whatever immediately comes out of your soul. So don't overthink it.
I think those are great pieces of advice because anger, especially now, a lot of people have anger and weird feelings going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just got to do something with it, right? But
yes, exactly. And just try to see the softer element of things.
Of course. I love it. What advice would you give to musicians during this quarantine?
Keep going. Do what you can. Don't try to keep up with whatever Jones is, if there are any.
Yeah.
Everybody is on their own journey. You don't have to be like blah, blah, blah. Stay off of social media, like, unless you're like posting, or do like bare minimum, whatever you need to do to keep your brand going and to stay engaged with people, but don't lose yourself in it, and do your thing. And if your thing means that sometimes you need to wake up and be like sad all day, then fucking be sad all day.
Yeah.
Like, don't be hard on yourself. Like, oh, I need to write 1,000,000 songs today. Like, don't do that. Because honestly, writing 1,000,000 songs in one day, most of those songs, probably all of them, will be shit.
Yeah.
So, like, don't overdo it, and don't try to overcompensate. Just do what is natural. That is probably the biggest piece of advice.
I love that. Oh.
There's lots of noises.
It's okay. You looked up and I was like, I don't know what's over there. But so tell everyone where they can find you. Everywhere.
Social media, just at Denny Love Music. There is an actor named Denny Love as well.
I saw that.
So if you Google Denny Love, I do not come up. A very nice Black gentleman who is a comedic actor will come up.
Yeah.
But if you write Denny Love Music, then I come up. So yay. Hopefully we can like split the difference someday. Maybe he and I can have like a talk. Anyway, like, I mean, my name isn't like completely made up. My name is Dennis, after all. So it's not like a completely made up name.
Right.
Love is just, I don't know. That's just where I live.
You come from a place of love.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Anyway, so at Denny Love Music, pretty much. I have a website, dennylove.com. It's not cute. So just here, really, Instagram and Facebook, but mostly Instagram's kind of where you're gonna find me. So don't be afraid. Hit me up, holler, listen. You're Spotify, and then also follow at Wolf and Love You. Wolf and Love YOU. Because we're like, that's kind of where my focus is right now in terms of releasing music and performing. Like, Danny and I have a lot of awesome things coming up. We have over 220,000 views on our Silver Spoon official video on YouTube. So that's been amazing.
Yeah.
So please, like, support us.
Please follow Wolf and Love, Denny Love Music. Follow him everywhere and take it away with the song for us.
Yeah, so we're going to do Holy Water. Yeah, Holy Water is a culmination of me having remorse for breaking up with someone, but also feeling like I do everything wrong.
Oh, I guess I played dominoes. I turned a friend into a foe. I knocked down everything. I suppose you had to just let me go. Put all the pain to bed, yeah, I really slept on it. The house is now not a home. I don't want to be all alone. I'll do anything. Why don't you tell me where the holy water's at? Let it wash over my skin. Maybe I'll just take a swim. Why don't you tell me where the holy water's at? I need to cleanse myself of all these sins. Maybe you'll let me back in. Let me back in. Let me back in. Let me back in. You thought the love I gave was a ruse. If only you could hear the truth. I know my prayer is secondhand news, but I don't know how to talk to you. Oh, the rain just came. I couldn't even stop it. You know I don't like to lose. I'll drown with you in a monsoon. Yeah, I'll do anything. So why don't you tell me where the holy What is that? Let it wash over my skin. Maybe I'll just take a swim. Why don't you tell me where the honey? What is that? I need to cleanse myself of all these sins. Maybe you'll let me back in. Why don't you take my demons? I don't need them. Let me in. Don't let them win. I swear I keep my promise. Not unconscious. Wake me up before I turn to dust. I think I stand a chance. I've emptied the flask. If there's a God and he laughs, I don't even care. I'll do anything. Anything. So why don't you tell me where the honey? What is that? Let it wash over my skin. Maybe I'll just take a swim. Oh, why don't you tell me where the honey? What is that? I need to cleanse myself of all these sins. Maybe I'll just take a swim. Oh. Tell me where the honey, what is that? Let it wash over my skin. Maybe I'll just take a swim. Oh, why don't you tell me where the holy water is at? I need to cleanse myself of all these sins. Maybe I'll just take a swim. Oh, and you'll just let me back in. Oh, let me back in. Let me back in.
Amazing.
Thank you
so much. So we're going to open up the room to any questions. If you have questions, Denny, please put them in the chat below.
Ask a question.
Denny is ready for you.
Hi, guys. Ask me questions, y'all. What's going on? What do you want to know? Ask me anything.
He's an open book. Colette,
yay, I love your voice. Thanks, Colette.
Okay.
Where would you like to perform next? Like with Sans Pandemic. Okay, let's.
I wanna perform at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yes!
At the Hollywood Bowl. The Hollywood Bowl. Yeah, at the Hollywood Bowl. Oh. At the Hollywood Bowl.
Legendary.
Just no big deal. A legendary venue. No big deal. Wait, if you could learn any instrument, what would it be?
Yeah.
Any instrument. No, not that. Not a skin flute. Okay, I think I got it. Let's go fast. Let's go like a faster.
I wanna
play B.
I wanna be a saxophone. I wanna be a saxophone.
I want to learn. If I was gonna learn
the saxophone. I wanna learn. The motherfucking saxophone.
Never heard of it. What?
I love it. So November 6th, you're coming out with a single or an album?
So on November 6th, Wolf and Love is putting out a new single called Voodoo. We're super excited. We have a little lyric video that we've got already, ready to go. But the song's called Voodoo. It comes out November 6th. The artwork will be another kind of animal.
Beautiful.
Cute little animal doing something. It's sort of our little vibe. Hi, Paulette. just as I'm seeing names, I'm like saying hello. Guys, ask me questions. What else? What else? Voodoo! Yeah, Kat. Kat's very excited about Voodoo. She helped shoot the lyric video for it, so we're really excited about that song. It's very cool. Like it's our ballad, but it's like mid-tempo. It's got really cool like 80s vibe to it. It's sort of kind of our vibe. Voodoo teaser. Oh, I don't know.
For Voodoo, because we have 5 minutes left. I don't want it to cut us off. So.
Oh yeah, no. Let's focus. Let's focus. So I want to do Silver Spoon.
Okay, let's do Silver Spoon.
Are you performing in New York when you're here? No. Maybe like in the studio I'll do something. I'll do a live thing, maybe like another live stream. Maybe Miles and I will do something. Miles is my producer in New York who I'll be working with. So we'll see. That's a great question. I would love to. I mean, eventually I want to come back and do some more New York shows once we have our lives back.
Definitely.
What's your favorite place to eat in LA? Oh, I love that question. Favorite place to eat in LA? What is my favorite place to eat in LA? Oh, let's go. 2, 3, 4. Favorite place to eat is John and Vinny's. John and Vinny's. Oh, my favorite place to eat is John and Vinny's. It's a really good Italian restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want it to cut you off because it cuts us off at exactly an hour. So do you want to go into Silver Spoon really quick?
Yeah, let's jump in. And guys, thank you so much. Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you.
If it cuts us off during the song, we'll just...
I hope it doesn't though, but...
I hope not too. But I love you and thank you so much.
I love you. Thank you.
Guys, stay. We're going to do a song. Stick around. This is our last single with Wolf and Love. It's called Silver Spoon. Go watch the video on YouTube. Single November 6th. What else? Love you, Ash. Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing my show.
And thank you, Elliot Klein. Elliot's Things on Instagram. I don't care about your money. You can save it for ooh. I want more than just some champagne and a good time. I ain't falling for a silver spoon. Showing up in your daddy's car that could impress somebody else. You wanna take me to a castle up on a hill, but I'm just looking for a cheaper thrill. I can't get caught up, you're doing too much. All you care about is the finer things. You got too much stuff, but not enough love. I don't need to live like a king. And I don't care about your money. You can save it for food. I want more than just some champagne and a good time. I ain't falling for a silver spoon. You can get more bees with honey. Better change your attitude. I've been saving up my pennies, doing just fine. I ain't falling for a silver spoon. Hey, talking trash, flying first class. It doesn't get you there any quicker. Keep talking up your private island and your big boat, but I hope something else about you is bigger. I can't get caught up. You're doing too much. All you care about is the finer things. You got too much stuff, but not enough love. Don't you dare pick out a diamond ring. And I don't care about your money. You can save it for food. I want more than just some champagne and a good time. I ain't falling for a silver spoon. You can get more bees with honey. Better change your attitude.
I've been saving up my pennies, doing just fine.